first thing the true heiress did after reincarnation was to smash the champagne bottle over the head of her brother-in-law who had publicly framed her. Then she kicked her scheming adopted sister into the pool. Since her rebirth, her principle has been to act rather than speak whenever possible, because in her previous life she had always compromised for family harmony, putting on the appearance of being obedient and sensible, only to be brutally tortured to death by her adopted sister with the family. She realized at the end that the family could hear only the thoughts the scheming sister wanted them to hear, and she used these thoughts to falsely accuse the girl in front of the family, which gradually drove a wedge between them, so that they watched the girl burn alive without showing any concern. Perhaps fate itself could not tolerate such a tragic ending, and gave the girl a chance to be reborn. When she opened her eyes again, she was back on the day of recognition, and the scheming sister had already planned to humiliate her by arranging his servant to make things difficult. Unaware that the girl was no longer the timid person from her previous life, she directly taught the servant a harsh lesson. Meanwhile, during the recognition, the scheming sister pretended to be pitiful and avoided their mother's embrace, and unexpectedly the girl discovered that she could also hear the scheming sister's thoughts. As expected, under the scheming sister's false impressions, the eldest brother slapped the girl. At that moment, the girl produced the medical report given by the doctor, proving that years of grievances had caused a psychological disorder, which made her fearful of people. This immediately triggered guilt in the entire family, which was exactly the girl's intention. This was a decisive blow to the scheming sister's manipulative thoughts, and completely changed the tragic fate of the girl from her previous life. In her previous life, unprepared as she was framed by the scheming adopted sister's manipulative thoughts, and on the very first day of recognition, she was scolded and beaten by her father and disliked by the entire family. This life, however, out of guilt, the family presented her with various precious jewels. Unaware that this was only the first step in her revenge, she intended to expose the scheming sister's true nature in front of everyone. The next day, while everyone was dining, the scheming sister began framing her again. Her eldest brother saw this, and assumed the girl had secretly put peanut butter in the scheming sister's plate, which caused an allergic reaction. The father then slapped the girl harshly. The girl did not argue, because knowing the plot, she had already called the doctor in advance. The scheming sister, oblivious to this, continued to act energetically, just as she thought she could use this to drive the girl away. The girl called the doctor to expose her. As expected, after examination, the doctor confirmed the scheming sister had no allergy symptoms at all. At this point, the family realized they had wronged the girl, yet the scheming sister still deluded herself into thinking her thoughts could defend her. To make amends with the girl, the father arranged for her to join the company as the eldest daughter. This infuriated the scheming sister, because she knew she would lose everything if this continued. So she used her connections to pressure colleagues against the girl, hoping the girl would back down. Unexpectedly, the girl flipped the table, and revealed that the scheming sister was actually the adopted daughter. Those colleagues who mocked the girl were in fact two-faced, and seeing this, immediately turned against the scheming sister. At this point, the scheming sister could no longer pretend. She was enraged and threatened the girl that she would make her pay at the evening banquet. That night at the Chin family banquet, the scheming sister pitifully told her fiancé how the girl had supposedly bullied her. Upon hearing this, the scumbag immediately promised to make her get justice. Just as the girl arrived, the scumbag could not wait and stepped forward. To humiliate her, he poured red wine over her head, but the girl did not retaliate immediately. She let him pour glass after glass of wine over her, unaware that they were walking straight into a trap the girl had set. She wanted the scheming sister to get carried away, so she would say what the girl wanted to hear. The scheming sister told the girl she should have died outside, insisting on coming back to compete for affection. After hearing this, the girl had achieved her goal, no longer needing to hold herself back. She grabbed the nearby champagne and struck the scumbag over the head, but feeling it was not enough to satisfy her, she kicked the scheming sister into the pool. At that moment, the Chin family arrived. They rushed in without hearing any explanation and blamed the girl. Seeing the crowd gathering, the girl knew the moment had come. She then took out the recording pen she had prepared long ago. She intended to finish the scheming sister once and for all.